This is a journey into a place that defies comprehension, a region of the Atlantic Ocean shrouded in legend where the boundary between reality and myth is blurred. This is the Bermuda Triangle. For centuries, its name has been whispered with a mix of fear and fascination, a zone where compasses spin wildly and the most advanced vessels and aircraft simply disappear. We are not just talking about isolated incidents. We are talking about a pattern of unexplained vanishings that has bewildered pilots, captains, and scientists alike. Today, we will dive deep into this enigma. We will journey through the most harrowing tales of survival and loss, explore the cold, hard science that attempts to demystify the area, and confront the most fantastical theories that offer an unsettling alternative. Our goal is to peel back the layers of this enduring mystery, to ask the ultimate question: is the Bermuda Triangle a place of paranormal activity, a simple, dangerous stretch of ocean, or a legend born of half-truths and sensationalism? Historical cases, the birth of a legend. The legend of the Bermuda Triangle is a modern phenomenon, but its roots reach back into the age of discovery. It is rumored that even Christopher Columbus, in his 1492 voyage, documented strange occurrences. His logbook from September 13, 1492, notes that his compass acted erratically, and on the night of October 11th, he and his crew saw a great flame of fire fall from the sky into the sea. These early tales, however, were just whispers. The true legend was forged in the fires of the 20th century with a series of high-profile disappearances that captured global attention. One of the earliest and chilling of these was the vanishing of the USS Cyclops in 1918. This massive naval vessel, a 542-foot-long carrier, was a behemoth of its time, designed to carry over 10,000 tons of manganese ore. On its journey from Brazil to Baltimore, it vanished without a trace, taking with it 306 crew members and passengers. The ship had a working radio, but not a single SOS call was ever received. It was as if the vessel and everyone on it simply ceased to exist. President Woodrow Wilson himself, deeply troubled by the loss, confessed, "Only God and the sea know what happened to the great ship." The incident, to this day, remains the largest non-combat loss of life in U.S. Navy history. But the cornerstone of the Bermuda Triangle legend is undeniably the disappearance of Flight 19. On December 5, 1945, 5 U.S. Navy Avenger torpedo bombers departed from Naval Air Station Fort Lauderdale, Florida, for a routine training flight. The flight, known as Training Flight 19, was a simple 2-hour exercise over the ocean. But after just 90 minutes, the flight leader, Lieutenant Charles Taylor, radioed to the base, sounding confused and panicked. "We don't know where we are. Everything is wrong. Even the ocean looks strange." His compasses had failed. The pilots were disoriented, unable to determine their position. In their final transmissions, they spoke of strange, disorienting phenomena and the refusal of their instruments to function. As a storm was gathering, the last words heard were a confused discussion of descending into the sea. All 5 planes and 14 crew members vanished. But the story's chilling climax was yet to come. A rescue plane, a Martin Mariner, was dispatched to search for Flight 19. Just 20 minutes after takeoff, it too disappeared, taking with it its 13-man crew. No wreckage, no oil slicks, and no bodies were ever found for either Flight 19 or its rescuers. The Naval Board of Investigation declared the cause of the Flight 19 incident cause unknown and placed the blame on factors beyond control of the flight leader. This was the event that cemented the Bermuda Triangle in the public consciousness as a place of true, inexplicable horror. Scientific explanations, the logic of the sea. For decades, scientists and skeptics have worked tirelessly to find a logical, natural explanation for the Bermuda Triangle's reputation. They argue that the truth lies not in the supernatural, but in the unique and volatile geography of the region. One of the most compelling scientific explanations is the methane hydrate theory. Deep beneath the ocean floor in this region, scientists have discovered vast deposits of methane gas trapped in frozen ice-like structures called gas hydrates. These formations are stable under high pressure and low temperatures. However, it's theorized that seismic activity, like an underwater earthquake or volcanic eruption, could cause these hydrates to destabilize and burp huge plumes of methane gas. When this gas rises to the surface, it significantly reduces the density of the water. A ship sailing into one of these methane bubbles would instantly lose buoyancy and sink like a stone, leaving no time for a distress call. For aircraft, the low-density air caused by the rising gas could lead to sudden engine failure, as jet engines require oxygen to function. This theory offers a plausible explanation for the suddenness and completeness of the vanishings. Another key factor is the unpredictable weather. The Bermuda Triangle is one of the most storm-prone regions in the world. Its location, just off the coast of Florida, makes it a breeding ground for powerful hurricanes and tropical storms. These storms can appear with little warning and generate rogue waves that can capsize even the largest vessels. Furthermore, sudden violent downdrafts of air, known as microbursts, can cause an aircraft to lose lift and crash into the sea within seconds. Given the nature of early to mid-20th century weather forecasting, many of these storms would have been impossible to predict, making them all the more deadly. Finally, the magnetic field anomalies in the area are also a well-documented phenomenon. The Bermuda Triangle is one of only a handful of places on Earth where a compass points to true north instead of magnetic north. This deviation can confuse pilots and captains, especially those using older, less sophisticated navigation equipment. A small error in a heading could lead a vessel or aircraft far off course and into dangerous waters or a storm they were trying to avoid. While not an explanation for all disappearances, it could account for the initial disorientation reported by pilots like those on Flight 19. Mystical and paranormal theories. For every scientific explanation, there is a mystical one, and these are the stories that often captivate us the most. They seek to explain what science cannot, venturing into the realm of the truly unknown. One of the most enduring legends is the Atlantis theory. Proponents of this theory believe that the lost city of Atlantis lies at the bottom of the triangle. They claim that the city's power source, a crystal-based energy system, is still active. This powerful energy, they say, disrupts modern electronic instruments and compasses, causing them to malfunction. While this is pure speculation, the idea of a submerged ancient city being the source of the mystery is a compelling narrative that has been a staple of fiction for decades. Other theories suggest the existence of time portals or wormholes. According to this belief, the Bermuda Triangle is a gateway to another dimension or time. Tales of pilots seeing strange swirling fogs or electronic fog before their instruments fail have fueled this idea. One famous account involves a pilot claiming to have flown through a strange cloud and landed just minutes later, even though his flight should have taken hours. The theory suggests that planes and ships are being pulled into these portals, never to return. And of course, no discussion of the Bermuda Triangle is complete without mentioning alien intervention. The legend suggests that the region is a hunting ground for UFOs that abduct ships and planes for unknown purposes. The strange lights reported by Columbus and other eyewitnesses are cited as evidence of extraterrestrial presence. This theory is perhaps the most difficult to prove, but it perfectly captures the public's fascination with unexplained phenomena and the possibility that we are not alone. So what is the final verdict on the Bermuda Triangle? We have journeyed from the documented despair of Flight 19 to the fascinating science of methane hydrates and the thrilling fantasies of time portals. Skeptics argue that the Bermuda Triangle is no more dangerous than any other heavily traveled section of the ocean. They point to the fact that many of the disappearances were either exaggerated by authors or had logical explanations that simply were overlooked. However, the fact remains that a string of terrifying and unexplained events did occur in this region. Whether the causes were natural, man-made, or something beyond our current understanding, the Bermuda Triangle remains one of the greatest maritime and aviation enigmas of all time. It continues to capture our imagination because it reminds us that there are still parts of our world that we do not fully understand and perhaps are not meant to.